In today's sports world, athletes don't just compete for trophies, they compete for generational wealth. The biggest stars are no longer just players, they're global brands with price tags that can rival the GDP of small countries. From baseball diamonds to soccer fields, massive contracts have become the new scoreboard. And in 2025, the numbers are bigger, bolder, and frankly, a little unbelievable. But who's really winning here? The athletes cashing life-changing checks, or the owners gambling millions for a shot at legacy? Let's break down how sports money has reached such wild heights and which stars sit on top of the financial food chain. Baseball's gold rush. Juan Soto, $765 million, 15-year deal. If there's one sport where contracts stretch into fantasy territory, it's Major League Baseball. Deals last longer than some marriages, and once they're signed, they're guaranteed, no matter what happens. Juan Soto became the face of baseball's financial revolution when he joined the New York Mets with a record-breaking deal that secured his future for decades. The Mets are betting that his power and consistency will turn the team into a long-term dynasty. Whether that gamble pays off remains to be seen, but Soto's paycheck already changed the game. Then there's Shohei Ohtani. $700 million, 10-year deal, baseball's once-in-a-century phenomenon. His unique deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers redefined creativity in sports contracts. By delaying most of his payment until later years, Ohtani helped his team stay flexible now while securing a fortune for the future. It's part loyalty, part strategy, and completely unheard of in baseball history. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., approx $500 million, 14-year deal, locking him in as the face of the Blue Jays for years to come. It's a huge commitment, but if he continues to grow into a legend like his father, the gamble could look brilliant. Still, not every mega deal ages well. Mike Trout, once seen as baseball's safest investment, has spent more time battling injuries than breaking records. His story is a reminder that in sports, no amount of money can guarantee durability. The NFL's quarterback empire. In the National Football League, it's the quarterbacks who rule the kingdom. They're the face of franchises, the headline makers, and the reason teams spend like there's no tomorrow. Patrick Mahomes, $450 million, 10-year deal. Patrick Mahomes remains the standard. His long-term commitment to the Kansas City Chiefs made headlines not only for its size, but for its foresight. Mahomes is still in his prime and already has multiple championships to show for it. For Kansas City, he's more than a player. He's an investment in continued success. But Mahomes isn't alone at the top. Dak Prescott, $240 million, 4-year deal. Dak Prescott's latest deal with the Cowboys and Josh Allen's extension with the Bills both prove that elite quarterbacks hold all the power. Teams will pay almost anything to keep a franchise QB happy. It's not just about what they do on the field, it's what they represent off it. Leadership, loyalty, and marketability. Even defensive players are cashing in now. Micah Parsons' groundbreaking contract showed that defenders can command quarterback-level respect and salary. His move to Green Bay sent shockwaves across the league, signaling that defensive stars are finally getting the financial recognition they've long deserved. Still, the NFL remains the riskiest playground for big contracts. Injuries can strike at any moment, and guarantees are often limited. One bad hit and millions can vanish overnight. The balance between reward and risk has never been sharper. The NBA's superstar era. Basketball has always been the sport of stars, and in the NBA, the biggest names now command Hollywood-style money. Teams aren't just paying for points, they're paying for influence, global reach, and the kind of fan loyalty that drives entire markets. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's recent deal with Oklahoma City made him one of the highest-paid athletes in the world. For a small-market team, that kind of investment says everything about how much value they place on having a true superstar. Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown all joined the financial elite with enormous contracts that showed just how much modern franchises are willing to spend to keep their stars. These players are young, proven, and still improving. Exactly the kind of athletes teams dream of building around. Even Stephen Curry, well into his late 30s, continues to break financial records. His one-year extension shows how rare it is for a player to maintain that level of dominance and market power over 2 decades. The chef is still cooking, and Golden State knows it. talent. In the NBA, money follows charisma, and these players deliver that in abundance. But as history has shown, big contracts can quickly turn into heavy burdens if injuries or chemistry issues creep in. Teams walk a fine line between securing their future and overcommitting to their past. Hockey's quiet fortune. Hockey doesn't usually dominate financial headlines, but in 2025, even the NHL has joined the mega money trend. Stars like Kirill Kaprizov and Austin Matthews have rewritten the league's contract standards, proving that talent still gets rewarded, even in a more tightly capped sport. Connor McDavid, widely considered the best hockey player on the planet, remains a model of value and loyalty. His long-term deal with Edmonton looks modest compared to other sports, but his influence on the game is priceless. He's carried the Oilers deep into playoff runs, making his bargain contract look like a blessing for the franchise. Soccer's billionaire league. When it comes to sheer extravagance, no sport outshines soccer. The game's global reach and the rise of Middle Eastern ownership has transformed player paydays into something almost mythical. Cristiano Ronaldo's record-shattering extension in Saudi Arabia remains the most expensive deal ever signed in team sports. Even at 40, Ronaldo continues to command unmatched financial and media attention. For Saudi clubs, signing him isn't just about goals, it's about prestige, tourism, and global influence. Lionel Messi, now a living legend in America's MLS, continues to prove that age is just a number. His success with Inter Miami has elevated soccer's profile in the US and shown that even late in his career, he remains one of the most marketable athletes in history. Younger stars like Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland are carrying the torch into the next generation. Mbappe's long-awaited move to Real Madrid and Haaland's dominance in England show that soccer's financial arms race is far from over. These players aren't just athletes, they're global icons shaping how the next decade of football will look. Soccer's big money deals go beyond performance. They're statements of power, politics, and vision. Every signing tells a story, not just about a player's talent, but about a country or club trying to carve out a piece of global prestige. Beyond the money, the real game. At first glance, it seems clear who's winning. The players signing historic contracts that guarantee them wealth for generations. But the real story runs deeper. For every jaw-dropping payday, there's a billionaire owner making an even bigger bet. These deals aren't just about paying for talent, they're about controlling the future of franchises, markets, and fan loyalty. When Ohtani or Soto signs a deal that captures global headlines, their teams benefit too. Merchandise flies off shelves, ticket prices rise, and TV viewership skyrockets. For owners, these contracts are part of a larger business strategy that turns emotion into profit. But the risk never disappears. One injury, one bad season, or one off-field controversy can turn a record deal into a nightmare. Teams that once celebrated a signing can suddenly find themselves trapped by a contract too big to move and too famous to cut. The lesson: in today's sports economy, success is no longer measured only by championships. It's measured by influence. Who can draw crowds, drive clicks, and sell jerseys? The biggest sports contracts are no longer just about winning games. They're about winning attention. So who's really winning in 2025? The truth is, both sides are, at least for now. Players are finally seeing their value recognized in real dollars, while owners continue to grow their empires off the back of global sports entertainment. Because in the end, it's not just about who signs the check, it's about who earns it. Like and subscribe to our channel for more sports deep dives and stories that go beyond the scoreboard.